this? Why do they build up this stuff in their minds, take each little thing a guy does and then twist it into something else? It's insane.
I'd rather be like that than be like you. I may dissect each little thing and put myself out there too much, but at least that means I still care.
Alright everyone, so welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to consist of a lot of things that are hard to talk about but that you need to hear. I'm the type of person that I like to just address things head on, and I like to just talk about the things that hurt, you know, even if that means kind of rubbing some salt in the wound for a little bit. In today's video, I'm not focusing on them, and by them I mean the people that ghost, the people that have left us, the people that we're heartbroken over. You know, I'm not focusing on them, I'm focusing on you and me, because I think sometimes in the midst of being led on, being ghosted, going through just romantic woes, we lose the concept of our worth. We forget that we are so rare in this world. We just need to know that. We need to remember that. We need to, you know, relearn that. And so by making this video, I hope that that's what we'll be able to do together and talk about that for a bit. And overall, I just need to chat with someone. So before I get into today's video, I want to share something super exciting that I've shared a bunch on Instagram, but I haven't spoken about it here on YouTube yet. My temporary tattoo designs. So I created a pack of temporary tattoos with Inked by Danny. I created from scratch with my pen and paper these 12 designs. These are all phrases and words that I'm super passionate about and that I think really reflect, you know, me, my hopes, my dreams, my loves. And like any other temporary tattoo, you basically cut them out, put them on your skin, hold down, you know, a wet cloth, and you have a nice temporary tattoo. I've obviously been obsessively wearing them because they're mine and I'm so proud of them. But right now I have 2 on my arm. This says La Vie en Rose, which is my favorite little French phrase. And as you can see, it just looks so real. And they stay for about 5 days. On my other arm I have She's Gold. So I just love that phrase, and I love how they look. It's in my signature cursive style. So each little pack comes with 12 designs, and it's only $12.99 for 12 designs, which I think is a great price, plus shipping and handling, but it's a really great base price. And they look so real. You can like fool your friends and your parents and wear them around. So I love them. They're US only for now, but we're working on, obviously, you know, expanding a lot of other things that I can make this year to international. So just FYI, they're US only for now, and I will have everything linked down below to where you guys can pick these up. They're only available for like the next 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure. Not very long, so definitely get them while you still can, because they will be sold out. But this is perfect for people that want a tattoo and can't commit to one like me. I'm so like that. Just wanted to subtly plug the tattoos before I get into today's video. Like I said, link down below, check them out. Okay, so I wish it wasn't noon, because otherwise I would whip up a martini right now because I feel like I need a little bit of a boost for this video. But the goal of this video, guys, is to bring the focus back to you, because I feel like when we are so brainwashed and so tunnel visioned, you know, focused on another person and how they treat us and how they love us, or if they don't love us, we kind of forget that we're very outward focused, and we forget to be at all inward focused. We forget all about ourselves and our needs. And when they shatter our hearts into a million pieces and we are left to clean up the scraps, you know, the focus comes back to us, but it comes back to us in a really negative way. What's wrong with me? Why did this happen to me? There's gotta be something wrong with me. And so when we are ghosted, when we are friend zoned, when we are slow faded, which I'm gonna get into in a second, we don't feel very special in those moments. We feel very much like it's our fault. And it's not our fault. Spoiler alert. I want to make this video today to prove to you and to me, because I have been recently slow faded. Like I said, we're not dwelling on them, you know, the people that break our hearts. We're dwelling on us, or not dwelling, we are focusing on us. So just for the sake of context, I went on a date about a month ago, and it was one of those dates where I've had some pretty excruciating dates in New York City, like some pretty bad dates. But this was a really, really good date, and it led to a second date, and it was just a really great time where I felt very happy. I was on cloud 9. I was so just excited for what was to come with this person, and essentially one way or another it fizzled out, and it wasn't my doing. if that makes sense. So we basically had another date planned, or kind of loosely planned, like it was up in the air, but we had discussed that it was gonna happen. And then radio silence. I started the conversation twice after, he started I could just feel it. It was a tangible sort of feeling that was just kind of hanging in midair. I could feel the interest. My stomach just growled so loudly, oh my God. I could feel his interest just wavering. The banter was so great, and then on his end, he kind of just started pulling back, which I think there's a lot of really bad, horrible feelings in the world, but that's a pretty bad, horrible feeling when you can just feel someone start to pull away. But he wasn't fully away. It was just very slowly over time. He was just putting in less, and it started to make me feel extremely insecure. Like I was overthinking everything that I'd ever said to him, just pinpointing exactly what I did to make it go wrong, and like all the ways that I had messed it up. I just wasn't a very glamorous person when I was dealing with the aftermath of what I would call it is a slow fade. So my friends and I have been discussing this phrase called the slow fade, and I did a whole podcast episode on it. So if you guys want further details about it, listen to my podcast episode. I'll have it linked below. But basically, in a nutshell, the slow fade is, in my opinion, much more excruciating than ghosting, because it's over a longer period of time. It's not like you go on one date and you never hear from them again. What's so horrible about the slow fade is that you start to kind of develop hope. It hurts more because you kind of already built up this mental picture of what was gonna happen. So while choosing yourself above all and loving yourself only and focusing on yourself is something that's important and that people harp on a lot, because it does, in the grand scheme of things, seem like the logical thing to do. Until you find someone else to love you or to be loved by you, to be in a relationship with, you should be in a really powerful, strong relationship with yourself. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that's something we should strive for, but classically, we are human and we make, I wouldn't even call them mistakes. We try again, because I feel like that's what we're conditioned to do. It's like you fall down, you try again. And so you love again and you go on dates again. And I think it's hard to balance the two, to have a solid relationship with yourself and to still keep putting yourself out there at the same time. And that's what I'm struggling with right now. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, more so than the guy that ghosted me. I know it's not a huge life-altering thing that happened, but it just kind of sucks. It's just like not fun. I'm happy it happened now and I dodged a bullet now than, later down the road, of course. But it's a stupid little annoying thing. It's like stepping on gum. It's like, oh, like really? I just had to do that? Like that's so annoying. Like that's how I feel about it. But nonetheless, it's still something that you gotta deal with. You gotta get your scraper out and get the gum off the bottom of your shoe. I feel like this guy is gum on the bottom of my shoe and I'm trying to scrape that shit off. I always think about it kind of psychologically and kind of just, just why. Like I look into the why, but I limit myself, and I need to limit myself because sometimes I get a little bit too deep into things and I ask way too many questions. I ask way too many whys. And I don't leave it at, the actual why that's like very scientifically proven, which for this, why do we crave human beings so badly? Why do we crave their affection? Why do we crave their approval? Why do we crave their attention? And it goes back to just evolution and how we have evolved as a species, how we, the hunters and gatherers, and how things were back in the times of woolly mammoths and the Ice Age and all those way back times. The pack mentality and wanting to be wanted was super important, because the people that weren't accepted by the pack and weren't a part of the clan, the group, the traveling nomads, whatever, you were left behind. You were left to die, basically. And so that's why, this can be applied to other things. That's why we're so hell-bent and so obsessed with approval. And when we don't get it, we feel like we will not survive, because it's literally in our DNA, in our just human nature, to want to be a part of something. And so when we're dumped, when we are cut off, the most important clan, the most important tribe has just left us in the cold, left in the middle of the night without telling us. Like that is what we feel like. I'm a super insecure person. Despite being confident, despite being outgoing, and despite being kind of outspoken, like I talk about a lot of things that other people don't talk about, I do have a lot of insecurity that I just kind of hold deep inside of me. I work for myself, and I haven't really expressed any of the anxieties that I have surrounding freelancing, because mostly I don't really have as many anxieties as I thought I was going to, but there still is some stuff. I'm a little nervous that I'm gonna fail. I'm nervous that because I'm on my own and because I make my own structure that I'm going to trip up and become a failure and everyone's gonna be talking about me. And like, I have those insecurities. I also just have my body. I have cellulite. I am considerably the biggest one in my friend group. Like, I hate saying the word fat, but this is what is said in my head. You know, I feel like I'm the fat friend. I feel like I'm the fattest in the friend group. I'm not without insecurity. And I feel like a lot of times I look for someone else to help me feel better about myself. I want someone to distract me from these insecurities. I want someone to tell me that they like me, and I want to be told that, you know, I am beautiful, you know, I am capable. I want people to I need someone to tell me because I can't tell myself. And that is obviously a shame, and I need to work on telling myself more, but like, it means more. It has more weight when someone else says it, when someone else proves it to you. It's hard to be alone with yourself and expect good things to come of it. It's hard to have positive self-talk when all that I can, you know, subconsciously think of is negative stuff. Like, it creeps in. It's like you can't help yourself from thinking negative things about yourself. I can't eliminate the negative self-talk altogether, but I can find ways to amp up the positive self-talk, to really find ways to love myself. You know, granted, I'll still have those ways that I don't love myself, and they're just always going to be there, but they'll have less weight. They will be less loud in my daily life. And the ways I've been doing that, as you guys might be able to tell from my social media, is I've been launching myself into so many new projects and new passion projects, new hobbies, new fun things that I'm doing. I'm finding ways to be proud of myself, because you can't, guys, you can't rely on someone else for that. I feel like any person that is wholly dependent on their other half, their boyfriend, their spouse, whatever, I feel like that will just, it's like you're living half a life then. It's like you need to be your own hype person. I kind of picture it like a snowflake, you know, falling to the earth and just like slowly like falling and resting. And you know how like snowflakes dissolve when they fall? It's like that sort of momentum, that sort of movement. It's a quiet little revolution. You know, standing in front of the mirror, looking at yourself, you know, looking at all of you and saying, I like me and I choose me, and that's it. In the aftermath of being done with someone else, it's like the negative self-talk, the negative or the self-criticism is at an all-time high. And that, my friends, is fear-based. It is all based in a place of fear, in a place of thinking you're not going to ever be loved. It's in a place where you're just tired. You're just tired. And I went through a period of just being super, you know, I mean, going on dates, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of chutzpah. It takes a lot of just something to get yourself out there and to get yourself on the date and just, you know, participating in potentially loving someone. It's a lot of energy. And so after it's clearly over and you feel like that energy was spent in vain and you feel like it wasn't worth it. First of all, don't ever feel like that, because everything that you go through in that regard is love or a lesson. Never think of it any other way. I've said that a million times, but it's true. And for me, from there, it's like I feel like I don't have any energy left to give. And I thought that I was the only one that was like just so fatigued from going on a first and second unsuccessful date with one person and then feeling like I just don't even have energy for another person. Like I don't have energy to try again. I thought I was the only person feeling that way until I discovered a Reddit feed that had all of these like just people talking about the aftermath of being ghosted and whatever, and a bunch of people were saying the same thing. You just feel like you gave all you could give and you can't do it again. And I'm here to say that you can. You kiss a few frogs, you move on, you try something new, you keep putting yourself out there. So we don't stop trying, but we do reframe how we see dating. We gotta stop looking for so much validation outside of us. It's like being one of those people that has all of this food in our fridge at home. Like, I have so much food in my fridge, but I still eat out. It's like, I have so much food at home. I should be staying at home and cooking at home, but you know, I'm gonna go out to eat every night this week, and all the food in my fridge is just going bad by the day because I'm not making the food in my fridge. It's the same thing. It's like you have so much worth and so much goodness inside of you, but you keep eating out. You keep looking for validation outside of yourself, and you keep digging for answers outside of what you already have. So stop eating out so much and start cooking at home. Don't harden yourself, because that's the last thing this world needs right now. Don't close yourself off just because you were hurt, okay? You know, we move on. We stop dwelling in those negative thoughts, because you become what you think about most. This is the narrative that needs to happen, or that needed to happen, I guess, past tense, because we're at the end of the video now. Post being dumped, post being slow faded, post being ghosted. Like, we need this to be the narrative. The, you know, looking inside of yourself for approval, looking for love within yourself. This is the narrative. I'm confident that if we talk about it enough, we can put this into habit. And I don't know about you guys, but I need to talk about it more. I need to put this more into practice, because I have it's very easy for me. I have a very, you know, it's very instinctual tendency to just blame myself and to do the opposite of love myself in these scenarios. But you know, it's a pretty beautiful world out there if you really look at it the right way. You gotta keep your heart soft, and you gotta keep remembering your worth and remembering how rare you are, because you are so, so rare. You are that snowflake falling to the earth, that silent revolution of saying, I like me. And that is all you need, kid. That's all you need. That's all I need. And so I just felt like I needed to sit here and talk about it. Sorry, I have like a hair on my face. It's probably been there the whole video too. In the spirit of finding love in other places, my Postmates arrived, and I'm very excited to eat it. So anyway, guys, please comment down below with your thoughts on this whole topic. I know it's kind of like a ramble, but it's one of those things where I needed to get this out into the world, because it's just so therapeutic. Like, if you could make YouTube videos about all your thoughts and feelings, like, I mean, everyone should. You should definitely try it, because it feels really great to get it off your chest. If you don't feel like making a video about it, journal about it. I've done a lot of journaling on this topic in the past week, and when I feel confident enough, I'll post those on social media. Really just, you know, air out this subject. And like I said in the beginning, check out my temporary tattoos. I'll have them linked down below. You guys are gonna love them so much. And if you do try them out, definitely tag me on Instagram so I can see them on your skin. And that is it for this video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys all next week.